So, Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to 2016. I am really excited to be here. Hey, Kelly, nice to see you as well. And um, and here we go. So, the reason I'm having this webinar today is to introduce myself, to introduce you to Thai massage, to hopefully help you fall even more in love with Thai massage if you have been practicing with me, but it's been a little while. Well, I want to help re-inspire you to get back into your practice. If you're brand new to Thai massage and you don't really know anything about it, I want to tell you as much as I can in the amount of time that we have so that you can understand why this is such an incredible thing to do. In fact, for a lot of people, it is a life-saving, a life-changing modality of massage. So, of course, it's a great massage to receive. It's a massage that when you receive Thai massage, you feel energized, you feel relaxed, you feel aches and pains and tensions kind of melt away. And I'm going to get into all of that shortly. But one of the things that's so exciting about Thai massage is also just how good it is to give at the same time. And in fact, about an hour ago, I was out hiking because I happen to be in California where I can do that without having to be too bundled up. And I have this picture that I want to share with you. In fact, I've got a few slides, and we're going to go to the slides now, and I'm going to share that with you. So just give me 1 second as I navigate through my technology here. Where did you go? Where did you go? Okay. Well, it's not coming up. So anyways, I'm just going to explain what I saw. And what I saw there, was a bird. And it was a bird that was simply hovering. And it was just so beautiful because right at that moment, I was thinking to myself, if I could describe Thai massage, in just a couple words, or even that idea of an image to paint to you what Thai massage is all about, how would I do it? And then that bird was just right there and just hovering, just hanging out. And why it struck me as such an amazing image right in that moment is simply because, well, there's a few things. For that bird to be able to be in that place, it was essentially its strength, its health. It is also to be able to flow and to be able to simply be present and be calm and be still. And in so many ways, it really captured why Thai massage is such a unique and such an amazing skill to have as something that you can certainly use to treat your clients, but also for what it does for you as a giver. And right now, I guess I'm in a bit of a reflective time in my life because it happens to be 15 years that I've been teaching Thai massage, and and it was love at first sight. And I got so inspired and so excited about what it was as I first started to learn it. But now, 15 years into it, it's become so much more than what I ever could have imagined it to be. And so at this point in my career, it is to share with people, I imagine you can see, starting to lose a little hair, starting to get a little gray, and it's because I'm getting into my 40s. And so I guess my story starts to become a story of how giving Thai massage really helps me to maintain a certain kind of energy and to stay young and to feel engaged and to have as a companion that's been in my life for so long. So, so for today, what I'm trying to really get at is the heart of what this practice is all about and why Thai massage is so effective, and just, essentially why I think it's one of the greatest things in the world. And I'm just going to try one more time to see if I can link you up to this PowerPoint that I have that's going to help take us through this. Okay, so just give me 1 second. Here we go. It's coming up now. So if you can see this, please let me know, okay? So there's the image of that bird that I saw that was just hanging out, hovering, and in this place of just peace and contentment. And then, can you see that? Does everyone see that? And then here's the next thing that I want to talk to you about in terms of understanding what Thai massage is all about. And what Thai massage really comes down to is, or rather, not just Thai massage, but in general, for me, what I see as I make sense of the world, as I help people deal with aches and pains in their body, the physical kind, as well as myself, and I work through some of my own physical aches and pains, as well as emotional and spiritual healing as well, is the power of love to really help. And that more than any pill that we take, more than any medicine, more than anything that I've ever discovered, love really is nature's most powerful medicine. And when we understand that, when we bring that more and more into our life, then our ability to really transform and not just put a Band-Aid on, but actually really get rid of something that maybe has even been nagging at us or hurting us for years, that's what gives us that ability, that. And why I say that, maybe it's a cliche, but it really is so true that love is what we have in our pockets at all times to help heal pain. Now, it's not romantic love that I'm talking about, although that's a really nice kind of love, but it's that universal love. It's that love that we have for all things, big and small, whatever color, whatever shape, whatever form. In Thai massage, we have a word that really describes that, and that word is metta. Metta means loving kindness and compassion. And essentially what it is getting at is the whole idea that love is best shared and it's best expressed as an action, as a verb. And if you just think about it in your own body, it's at the subconscious level that, we have like trillions and trillions and trillions of cells, and they are engaged, they are interacting every second. And the way that those cells are designed is to really help one another. So when we get hurt, when we break something, that's when you even see it so much more, how adaptable our body is, how if you hurt your leg, for example, your other leg's not going to say, well, tough luck, you're on your own. It's going to take on some of the weight, some of the pressure, and then your back will do that and your shoulders will do that. And and so every part of your body is really designed to come and help each other out. And so essentially that's the kind of love I'm talking about. We have it on the inside, we have it on the outside. When you see someone having a hard time, maybe a hard time crossing the street, our first inclination is to want to help them cross the street. That may seem like a really simple and really obvious thing to do, but it's so powerful. And if we can tap into that kind of energy more and more and more in our life, and as a way of massaging people, then we already have this incredible power at our beck and call that we can use to do so many amazing things. Now, Thai massage, essentially, as I understand it and as I see it, it really is a system that converts that kind of love into an incredibly potent kind of medicine. And that is the heart of the practice. That is the heart of what I teach. In fact, the very first things you'll learn in any class that you learn at Still Light Center with myself or any of my teachers is that there are 4 pillars to the practice. And the very first one is called meditation and metta. And I already explained for some of you coming in a little bit late, metta means loving kindness and compassion. And essentially, we are already blessed with it. We have that in such abundance. And Thai massage essentially is helping us to become more present, to become more aware of what it feels like to be in the moment, so that we can really tap into this reservoir of love and use it as this incredible healing energy. So is that making sense to you so far? Please write something in the answer in the question box so that so that I know that you're hearing me and so that this is all making sense to you. So go right ahead. Just on your end, you should see a question and answer area where you can ask any questions, where you can converse with me, and so just let me know that this is all making sense to you. All right, great. Nice to hear it. So essentially, how do we turn love into a healing kind of massage system? Well, in our school, and certainly in our approach, what Thai massage is taking the best of yoga, massage, and meditation and wrapping it all up into one incredible package. And I'm writing here that it's the most intelligent form of body work that I know of, and it's certainly very fun to learn and to do and to give and to really make a part of your life. So let's just tackle these one at a time. Okay, so how many of you have received a Thai massage or seen Thai massage before? Just go right ahead and write that in. Great. So those of you who have seen it would know that there, the standard image of looking at a Thai massage is maybe a person putting another person into yoga poses. In fact, one way that Thai massage became really popular is because people often said that it's yoga for lazy people. And essentially, it's a great way to get your yoga kind of stretches in without having to do anything. And that appeals to a lot of people. And it certainly appeals to me too. But at the same time, part of why I want to have this kind of call is to kind of debunk what yoga really is, and kind of get past those classic images of people being twisted into pretzels or being put into deep stretches or anything like that. As far as I'm concerned, yoga is simply paying attention to ourselves in space and listening to our body and listening to what it means to connect both inside and out. And certainly part of that is movement. And if we can put ourselves into movements that are customized, that are really ideal for our body, then that has a very powerful effect on healing. And therefore, yoga and meditation, essentially, they're really one and the same, that the more present we can be, then the more we can find those right positions to be in. And I'm writing here that it's the most intelligent form of body work I know, because here's really what Thai massage is. What we do in Thai massage, or rather, the idea here is that our body is made to move. Our body is going through life all day. And even when we're sleeping, we think that we are totally still, but those moments are few and far between. The body really can't be at total rest for more than a few seconds or maybe a couple minutes if we're really putting our attention into it, because the muscles in our body, they just simply want to move. That's what they're designed to do, to help us get things done. And what Thai massage does, especially the way I teach it and the way I understand what it's all about, it is to take that idea, take that intelligence of our body is made to move, and put that into a massage form, so that by putting someone in customized kind of stretches or yoga postures or movements while you massage them, the effect on the body is to let go and release and kind of unleash the body's natural internal pharmacy in such incredible ways. And so therefore, if you're on the receiving end of this massage and you come in with neck pain and back pain and headaches or hip pains or feet issues or leg issues, really doesn't really matter what part of the body it is. If you can simply help to engage the body in those healthy movements and massage, the effects are that much deeper and that much more profound. And that's why I'm saying it's the most intelligent form of body work I know of. We've come to understand massage so often as get on a massage table, essentially lie there, and the massage therapist is going to knead out all your knots and all your pains. But how did those knots get there? How did those issues, really develop? Essentially, they came about through movement, whether it is repetitive strain or repetitive movements, like if you are an athlete and you're doing an activity over and over again, or the lack of movement. So if you're static and you're sitting and you may not again feel like you're moving, but you're putting a lot of stress and pressure on certain joints and on certain muscles. So something has gone awry, and it all comes back to movement. So by bringing movement into the massage, essentially you're doing the exact opposite, and you're giving your body exactly what it needs, and therefore creating new channels and new opportunities for it to remember what it's like to be healthy and for it to heal itself. And that's why when people get a Thai massage, it's really profound. In fact, you know, the results that people will tell you, it's amazing. You know, it's things along the lines of, I literally feel 2 inches taller, or I feel my body better than it has been in 20 years, or how about, you know, those are just two of the things that come to mind right off the very top of my head. People telling me that they have seen all kinds of other specialists and doctors and whatever it is, and no one's been able to help me the way this has right now. And that in large part is by integrating movement and yoga and massage and bringing it all together. But why it is also so potent and so powerful, it comes back to that original point that I was making about how love really is the most powerful medicine that we have in the universe. And when you give the massage, what you are doing is essentially making love an action, turning it into something that you can share in an incredibly intelligent and skillful kind of way. Because what you're giving is metta. What you're giving is this whole idea of loving kindness and compassion. You keep coming to that kind of place of intention, and then from there you simply get inspired and you know what to do. And taking it to the next step, essentially from that place, you know, then what do we do? And there are two sides to it. One is you as a giver. So for you to really channel that love and to use it to the best of your ability, you know, you have to feel as good as possible. And when we teach you the skills of giving Thai massage, that's the very, you know, that's the first priority. How do you position yourself, and how do you use your whole body so that it's as good to give as possible? And in fact, you know, something I'm fond of saying is, you know, in the world of giving and healing, you know, something that we can certainly get caught up in, and I know I have many times, and it's really taught me the lesson more and more and more, is that we tend to want to sacrifice ourselves at least a little bit to help that other person. Does that make, am I alone on that, or do you know what I'm saying? Tell me if you agree with me on this. Yeah, exactly. Right. So we know this, you know, essentially, when we want to help someone, we kind of put ourselves out there even more than we're capable of. But what I love to teach my students is essentially the exact opposite of that, that the better you feel, the more you help someone else. Because essentially what we're transferring is energy. We're transferring the energy of feeling good. And if I'm feeling good and I'm putting my hands in places that, you know, where someone else is having pain and I'm feeling good, then essentially I'm literally taking those feeling good experiences and I'm giving it to that other person. And we want to do that as much as possible. And anyone who knows me, and I believe there are some of my students and even some of my teachers in on this call, you know, they'll tell you, you know, I try to make the massage as pleasurable to give as possible. Actually, I put in a couple pictures here so you can see what I'm talking about. So if you can see that right there, I'm actually on the receiving end. I believe you can see that I'm looking pretty happy right there. But you can see that Megan, that's actually my wife, she's the one who's giving me this specific posture. It's called the ultimate rolling pin. So what's going on here? She's got a pillow on her lap so that I can just rest my head comfortably on her body. She's got a little orange blanket, you can see that, and that's between her body and my body, so that, again, I can lean into her and she can lean into me, and it's just comfortable because it's essentially a pillow. And you can't see it, but there's even a pillow under her knee to make her knee even more comfortable. And then she's elevated by having that pillow there too, so that she can essentially just rest her forearm right there in that sweet spot on my shoulder, so that she can massage out knots and things of that nature in my shoulder while being totally relaxed as she does it. So she's not using her hands. She's, in fact, if you look at her hand, it's relaxed. Her wrist is relaxed, her wrist is open. So nothing's forced, but by simply positioning herself in the best way possible, she's able to really get into my sweet spots while making that feel really good for her. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Everything that we do in terms of giving Thai massage is to identify, how do I make myself as comfortable as possible, use my whole body as much as I can, and then help my partner to feel good. How's that looking? How's that look to you? I got to tell you, that rolling pin, you know, what I love to say about that, it is a great way to make friends in line at a restaurant, or even if you're at the movies or something like that, and you know, you look around and you start to see how much stress and how much pain people have. You know, it's kind of one of those things, like if everybody knew how to do this move, how much better would we feel? So if you have any questions at this point, I would love to hear it. And if not, then I'm going to keep on going. In fact, I've got a couple more slides that I want to show you so that you can get an idea of some of what Thai massage is all about. Because again, part of what I said earlier is I want to debunk the notion that by putting someone to customized movements, we have to put them into deep kind of pretzel type moves and put them into moves that, you know, that they wouldn't necessarily be comfortable in. So here's one of them. You know, I'm sitting comfortably. I'm just having my head lean forward a little bit and then receiving a massage. Now, it may not look like I'm moving much, but at the same time, just the fact that my neck is being stretched while I'm getting the massage is profound. It is big. And anyone, doesn't matter what age you are, you know, you don't have to do this sitting on a mat. You could be sitting on a chair, or whatever's needed to make the receiver comfortable, can essentially sit in this kind of position and receive massage and get the full benefits of movement and massage put together. Now here's one that shows, I wanted to show you how, sorry, just one sec. You know, it's not only about movement. Sometimes the receiver is passive, like right here, I'm giving Megan a massage. And essentially, again, to show you the comfort level that's going on here, we've got these bolsters, which are these bolsters actually that I've designed and I sell at my school to help keep her neck straight on the massage mat and to elevate and support her shoulders. She's also got a pillow under her waist to, again, give added comfort, and a nice blanket over her legs. And then here I am using my hands to massage in this case, but what's going on is my hands are one over the other. So this is something called palm over palm. So the whole idea with this move to help make it super comfortable for me is, again, I've got the leverage of having my whole body positioned over where I'm working. And by having a top hand on top of my bottom hand, that top hand in combination with my body, essentially, that's where all the power and that's where all the strength comes from. The bottom hand is a massage tool. So that bottom hand feels, okay, here's some tension, here's some stress. I'm going to put my hand there, but it really doesn't even have to do anything. It's the rest of my body that applies pressure and massages. So in that sense, one more time, I help to really get in there to relieve tension in her lower back, and I do it using my whole body and using my hands in a really intelligent way so that I preserve my hands and I feel really good. So I'm in a position called the warrior stance. That's where one knee is down and one knee is up. And again, by massaging in that position, what am I doing? I am stretching out my back. I am opening up my hips. I am essentially, you know, I'll be rocking back and forth as I do this. So I'm helping to engage, again, a full flow of energy going on through my body. So let's look at a couple more. Now here's one where I do love to just hang out. So here I am massaging the feet with something called, you know, with my elbow in the soul roll. So again, in this case, it's like I'm the thinker, just hanging out on a beautiful spring day in the park, just reflecting. And in that sense, again, you know, with my elbow, instead of my thumb or my fingers or anything like that, I'm trying to find a really good spot where I feel some tension. I circle in with a nice, easy kind of approach, and then I apply that pressure and I kind of hang out there. And then, you know, so again, I think you can see that if you use your whole body really well and really intelligently, you know, that foot could get on its own a 5 or a 10-minute massage, because I can find all kinds of knots and all kinds of spots where the foot is just saying, give some more, please. Can I have some more? And without any kind of force on my part, just simply placing my elbow comfortably into spots on the foot, I can massage her. So that's what's going on there. Now, a couple of stretches. So let's look at this one. So here you can see I'm using my knee to stretch her leg in combination with my hand. So again, not everybody is going to be this flexible, but sometimes you will certainly have people who are flexible, who are more athletic, who are into yoga, etc. And then you're going to want to put them into those deeper stretches. So again, the more you use your whole body to help you, the better it's going to be. Now, I've got Mary Beth who's mentioning that she finds that using her head weight on her hand in this kind of pose helps her feel that much more connected. So I guess you're talking about this one, right? About massaging the feet. And that's another good point too, that by having your hand connect to your chin, connect to your elbow, and connect to the foot, again, you know, one thing we said is that Thai massage is meditation and metta and loving kindness put into practice. And so essentially we want to become more and more and more aware of ourselves in space. So when we kind of slow things down and our whole body helps kind of apply that pressure, absolutely, that's one of the ways we teach ourselves, and we get to appreciate the incredible energy of that present moment. Thanks for commenting, Mary Beth. That's wonderful. So again, coming to this one, again, when we, you know, actually in Thai massage, and this is another way that, again, the intelligence of the massage really comes into play. We do spend a fair bit of time massaging the legs. And again, you know, on the whole, the legs are probably the most neglected part of the body when we go get a massage. You know, when we go get pedicures, for example, not that I've had too many in my life, but a big part of it, I think a big appeal is that, you know, you're going to get your feet massaged. Certainly when you go for a more typical kind of Swedish table massage, your back, your neck, your shoulders, they're going to get focused on. Go for a manicure, you're going to get your hands massaged. You even spend a lot of money on a fancy haircut and you'll get your head massaged. But it's very rare that people go out and say, I really need my legs massaged. And yet the legs are where we have our biggest muscles, where we have the biggest bones in our body. And essentially they're the conduits. You know, every step we take, we transfer weight from our feet through our legs and into our back. And they are essentially like workhorses of the body. They rarely complain. They do their job so well. And it's in the weaker areas of the body, or the more complex areas, like around the spine and around the sacrum, and then in other places where we say, oh, my back is hurting, I should go get a massage. But in fact, it's if you can do really good things for your legs to help them feel good, it's incredible how that transforms what's going on in your back. So we do a lot of wonderful things to massage the legs in Thai massage. And again, it's all customized. So in this case, you can see Megan's pretty flexible and she likes deeper pressure. So maybe I'll use my knee and I'll push on her foot a little bit while I'm massaging her. But I can easily customize that. I can not stretch her leg quite as far. I can use my hand or my fist instead of my knee, etc. And that makes for, again, a really nice stretch for someone who's less flexible. So in that kind of way, we can certainly give massage that engages yoga or gives yoga and movement, and just customize it for people depending on their body. And in fact, I have personally, personally, I have massaged people all the way up into their 90s, people who are incredibly frail, who have a very hard time, walking and doing things of that nature. And I have massaged people who are much larger than me, even twice my weight and more. And everybody can move. Everybody can, like I said before, our bodies are made to move. So when we simply find the right stretch for the right body and the right person, and then we ease into it, whatever it might be, then the feelings of relief, the feelings of relaxation, the feeling of pain letting go is so profound and it's so deep. So I've got one more stretch for you, and this is called the Shiva Twist. Again, this is Megan doing it on me. I think I look pretty happy over here. And again, I just wanted to show you twists, because twist is, again, another thing that we do a lot of in Thai massage that is kind of missing out in a lot of other kinds of massage. But, again, one of the natural movements of the spine is this direction. And more often than not, through our regular life, we don't really think about it too much. We might even, when we get out of bed, when we stretch, we might put our arms up and reach our arms up, and that's one movement of the spine. We might even reach down towards our toes or towards our legs. That might be another movement of the spine. But this movement that helps to get the body twisting like this is not just a massage for the back and the spine, but it's also a massage for your organs, your internal organs, your stomach, your spleen, your liver, your colon, that whole area. It's like you're squeezing it and then you're releasing it. So you're giving that whole area a chance to detoxify. And one reason that's so powerful is because, and this is certainly scientifically proven, that our second brain is in our guts, and that so much of our stress and tension in our body is navigated through that second brain. So when we twist and when we move people in these kinds of directions, then that is another way to really help get to the root of issues that are going on in the body, and to help people to really let go deeply of those pains and tensions that are in their body. So how's this looking so far? Is this exciting to you? Let me come back so you can all see me again. Hello. Hi, everyone. So I just wanted to give you a little taste there of a few postures and a few key words about, to me, what's at the heart of giving an amazing Thai massage and why it's so effective. That what we're doing, like I said, is taking love and turning it into an action, turning it into an incredibly powerful action and an incredibly powerful modality. So when you give, you are essentially trying, not even just trying, you are embodying that energy of loving kindness and compassion, and then making your choices about how you're going to massage and put your skills into good use from that place. And that's why it works so very well. That's also why after 15 years, I'm as passionate or even more passionate about it than ever, because I know the effects now so much better about what it's had on me. And I, in my 15 years, in those 15 years, I've been married, I've had a child, I've had lost relationships, I've had people, come in and out of my life, death as well, and all of that. And that's the other side of Thai massage. Not that you have to pursue it in this kind of way, but for sure, one of the reasons why it's so appealing is because it's a life practice. Essentially, by practicing, what you're doing with Thai massage, and it's one of the very first things that appealed to me, is that it essentially takes those wonderful thoughts, those wonderful principles and ideas that are really, in my head, and it's a way to bring it out, a way to bring it out into the world, and a way to make myself more receptive to whatever great things that the world has to offer back to me. And so in a way, it's a testing ground. It's a testing ground of energy. It's a testing ground of ideas. And it's a way, therefore, that, in relationships elsewhere in life, and in, that it helps, that it has helped me in so many ways. And sometimes when I talk about it like this, I start to really tear up, because I just don't know how different my life would be if I would have never known it and had it for this long. So it has helped me to be so much healthier from a point of view of my physical body. I often say that I'm in way better shape now than I was when I was 25, when I first started this, and certainly when I was a teenager. And yet, it's not like I'm a big workout person. I love to go for walks and go for hikes, and I love to give Thai massage. And essentially, that's what I do to stay active and to be connected in my body. And but it's on these other levels. It's on the level of the spirit, and it's on the level of the heart, and it's on the level of energy. Personally, I remember when I was starting Thai massage, and people would, one of the things that we learn in Thai massage is to explore the energy aspects of the body. Any Asian approach to body work will tell you that at the root level, we are energy. We are energy beings, and if we can help to create a nice free flow of energy, then that's how we get to the root of people's issues. To unblock those pathways is to give a place for tension to leave the body and to create avenues for new vitality and vital energy to come into the body. And again, in theory, that all made sense to me, but in practice, it took me a long time to really even get to understand that. And like I said, now again, that kind of idea, that knowledge of energy and the power of energy to transform is so integral to my belief system, to what I see again and again and again when I get into problems, and having my own energy stuck, and when things are flowing better. And again, Thai massage is a testing ground. It has helped me in so many ways to play with energy, to get to know energy, to get to, use that time to be so much more empowered and connected. And by the way, what I would say about that, again, is that therefore, well, the reason I was bringing it up, first of all, is simply to say that, I'm not someone who really came into it feeling so intuitive or anything of that nature, but by engaging and putting myself in there and just putting these principles to good use, I learned, and I learned quickly, and then I continue to learn every day. But also, the other point that I was going to make is just that, I forget what I was going to say. Anyways, it'll come back to me about energy. So for now, does anyone have any questions? It's a perfect time to see if this is all resonating, if any of this is making sense to you, and if I can answer any questions that you may have about Thai massage. So again, if you move your mouse over, there should be an area where it says Q&A, and then a Q&A box will come up, and then you can just type your question in at any point. Okay? So, okay, if we don't have any questions, I'm just going to keep talking for a little bit more. And I'm going to head back to my slides. So just give me one more sec. Yeah. So Access Center, that's the name of my school, with Megan, with my wife, 5 years ago. And I did that because of, my inner journey of, I think I said at the very beginning, I've been giving and teaching Thai massage for 15 years. I apprenticed and taught and managed another school for the first 10 years. And I learned a lot of great things there. But of course, I think it's just natural that as you learn and you're really engaged, then maybe you have something that you want to add to it as well. And for me, a big thing that I was seeing is right from the very beginning, how do we make the massage really feel good? And this is that very first point that I'm saying here, that the heart of our system is to unlock the secrets of universal loving touch. And in fact, that's the name of my first book that I wrote, that we use in our Thai Massage 101 and 201 classes, that that from the get-go, the whole notion is that whether you're learning a 4-day class like that 101 class or even a 3-hour class, that by the time you're done that class, whatever class it may be, you really get it. And you have the skills to give massage at an incredibly high level. You know how to tap into that idea of loving kindness and compassion, and you know the secrets to giving a great massage. And when you know that, then everything changes, and essentially what we're teaching you is how to take that meditative side of self, of being, and turn that into a massage form. And again, these skills of how to massage and how to touch, these are skills that we all possess. In fact, I have a daughter. She's 3.5 years old, and having a daughter at this point in my life, where I've already been giving massage for 12 years essentially, and being engaged in energy and everything that I've been talking about, and then to see her come into the world and see her get to know herself in the world has been nothing short of a revelation. The whole idea of touch and the role that it plays in us getting to know ourselves in life is profound, and it's forgotten. But at some point, in fact, we all were like this, that when we were born, and then for the first couple of years of our life, everything that we did was essentially through the vehicle of touch. Everything we learned, everything we try to understand is through touch. That's why kids put things in their mouth. That's why, essentially, that it's all hand-based kind of knowledge. And so since we already possess that, essentially we just have to remind ourselves of what we already know. We have to take that and put it into, again, a system of remembering and a system of understanding how to and what it means to touch. And what's so cool about Thai massage is that knowledge that first started with our hands, we can transfer it into other parts of our body. So when you give a Thai massage, as you saw in some of those pictures that I was showing you before, you can develop the same sensitivity with your knee, with your elbow, with your hands, with your forearm, with your feet, with your head even. Your whole body becomes a vehicle of touch, of exploration, of melting into, of feeling and sensing and connecting. And it's really, really exciting. And it's a big part of why giving this massage is as good as it is. And in fact, that's the secret. The secret to giving a massage is that it needs to feel at least as good to give as it is to receive. And that's what we teach you. That's what it means to unlock the secrets of universal loving touch, to have a system and to have a skill that essentially attains those lofty goals. And anyone who's been in here since the beginning of the call, that was the very first thing I was talking about, was how good it is to receive this massage, and some of the comments that clients will give me. The one person that I will often think of when I try to, in moments like this is this one client that I had who, when I first met her, was absolutely as stiff as a board. You would try and, I put my hands on her feet and just try to get her feet to splay out just a little bit, and they would go nowhere. And with patience, with ease, with the massage, her body transformed in such a tremendous way. And she felt that right from the very first session. She was certainly one of those people who, she'd been locked for so long, almost like a prisoner in her body, so tight, so rigid, full of anxiety, full of headaches, full of so many issues on that nature, but also a very positive kind of person. And she could sense it. She could sense just how much better she felt from the massage, and how much having that space back in her body changed everything. And that's the kind of deep, kind of profound benefits you can have from receiving Thai massage. And what I'm saying here is that that's also the same kind of deep, profound kind of benefits you get from giving the massage. When we come back to our very first principle that we talked about, which is simply that love is nature's most powerful medicine, and that love heals pain. And if we keep working in that kind of way, then we have something that is so incredible, so powerful for people on both sides of the equation, for both the people giving and receiving the massage. Now, you certainly do not have to be in any kind of perfect shape to give this massage, and your clients definitely don't have to be able to bend like a pretzel to receive it. So I think I was showing you in some of those pictures, I hope you can see that even though maybe I'm, of an average size and Megan is as well, it's so easy to adapt these moves that you just saw there on people who would be bigger or stiffer or smaller or more flexible. And when you learn in class, of course, then you learn variations to adapt these moves to people of all different shapes and sizes. But also, I think it's important to understand that giving on good equipment that supports you properly, so a good massage mat, for example, that can support your knees, provides you, again, the ability to give this massage. And I have taught people who are as young as 12, who are as old as 80, who have had knee replacement surgeries, hip replacement surgeries, both hips, both knees, you name it, and they love giving this massage, and it does amazing things for your body. And in fact, by using your body in this kind of way, it simply strengthens your body. In fact, it was yesterday, I got an email, over New Year's, I was at Kripalu. It's a yoga retreat center in Western Massachusetts, and I was teaching couples Thai massage. So in that case, nobody in that class had any massage background. We had an incredible blend of people, again, people from their 30s, certainly all the way up into their 70s, people who had all kinds of, aches and pains and stiffness. They didn't necessarily know what they were even signing up for. And just yesterday, I got an email from one person who told me that, she had back surgery 5 years ago and was in all kinds of pain as a result of that, and that just by rocking and giving the massage, her back and her body feel so much better. And that's the thing that you have to understand, that when you can use your body and your whole body to help give this kind of massage, then your body changes and it becomes so much more a vehicle of strength, of compassion, and just, connectedness. And our Thai 101 course is a course that we teach you in 4 days how to give a 90-minute massage. So for people here on this call who are really interested in what I'm talking about here, there are options. Some options are as short as, spend a couple hours with us and learn a few key moves and get started and give a good massage. And we have a course that we do exactly that in our Intro to Thai Massage class. But if you're really interested in taking it to the next level and how to give a full massage, well, this is what we call our Thai 101 course, and it's a 4-day class, which sometimes we teach in 4 consecutive days, and sometimes we divide it up and teach it over 2 weekends. And there you get to learn how to give a full 90-minute massage. So all these little nuances and most of those poses that I just showed you, as well of course a whole bunch more, the whole secret to giving a Thai massage, the whole idea of how to unlock those secrets of universal loving touch, that affords us the time to go in depth to give you all of that fundamental knowledge and then turn it into a 90-minute professional quality massage. And just with that flow, in fact, again, especially if you're a massage therapist, if you're a yoga teacher, there are so many applications right away that you can start to use and give after just those 4 days. So that's what we teach in our Thai 101 class. And really this year, like I said, I'm celebrating 15 years of teaching Thai massage. And to help celebrate that, I can only do this in Toronto. And I'm going to show you that I want to offer Thai massage at 2001 prices. And that's literally the price I paid when I started taking Thai massage. And that is that for our next class in Toronto, so that's where our home base is. And that's where we teach a lot of our classes. So we have one coming up on February 6th and 7th and 20th and 21st, and we're offering that at $495, which is $140 off the regular price. Now, I would love to be able to offer that in all the other places that we teach. What's a little bit different there is that we have partners, and and it costs money to bring teachers in and teach those classes and have accommodations, and therefore I can't offer it there. But what I can offer is our online course as well, which is called Thai Massage Made Simple, and that's an intro to Thai massage class. And in that class, like I said, that's essentially like a 3-hour training that gives you all the skills to give a full 20-minute massage, that also gives you these fundamental kind of underlying aspects, the 4 pillars of the practice, and how to put that in, the secrets of giving a great massage, so that you can put those to great use right away and learn at home how to give and get started giving Thai massage. So before I keep going, I just want to know, again, does anyone have any questions? Any questions about training? Any questions about Thai massage? Any questions about my background or any teachers that I have, or anything else that you'd like to pose? Right now is a perfect time to ask any questions. All right. So if there are no questions, and here's what I want to talk to you about, that is, we are going to be teaching our Thai 101 class in a whole slew of places between now and the end of April. So I wrote here places to study with us this winter, and all these dates are on our website at stilllightcenter.com. I mentioned the Toronto class and that special $495 price, and that is, in fact, it's not even on our website yet. So if you want to take advantage of that, you're just going to have to email me, and then we will help get you signed up for that. But we're also going to be teaching it in Indianapolis on February 4th to 7th, in Rochester, Michigan, in New Hampshire, in 2 places, in Laconia and in Cornish, and in Bangor, Maine. Now, I'm not the one who's teaching all these classes, and in fact, in 15 years, I have had the fortune to train many wonderful teachers, and some of them have continued to work with me. One of them is a man named Albert Lee. He's the one who is going to be in Indianapolis. And then Dwayne Utek, he's going to be the one in Michigan. And Karen Kenny is the one in New Hampshire, and I'm going to be in Maine. And George is the one who's teaching this class in Toronto. So we have a variety of teachers, but all of them have been with me for years. In fact, 5 years is kind of the minimum of any of the teachers that I've just mentioned who have trained with me hands-on for years, and really thousands of hours of training before they start teaching on their own. And these are all the teachers who are going to be teaching these classes. So if you're coming to this webinar and you're seeing these dates, the easiest thing is really just go to the class that is closest to you, where the dates really work out. Now, if you want to train with me directly, well, then you have the one choice in Maine, in Bangor, Maine, March 17th to 20th. But I can promise you that each of these teachers has something incredible to offer to this practice. They all understand very well this whole guiding principle about love as the most incredible healing power in the universe, and these fundamentals of how to teach this massage. So those are the upcoming classes. And then, of course, your other option would be online, like in the Thai Massage Made Simple class, the online course that I mentioned, which for now I'm extending a special that I had going over the holidays to, once again, I'm back, where I'm extending that special for $19, so you can keep on taking advantage of that until the end of this month. So, last chance. Does anyone have any questions? Does this all sound exciting or interesting? Please let me know. whether it be in the chat box or in the Q&A section. Just type it in there and just let me know what you think. So we're going to wrap it up in just a couple seconds, because it seems as though, from what I'm hearing, people are simply saying that they're enjoying what they're hearing, but they don't really have any questions right now. So I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, of another story that I want to share with you. And I'm going to tell you the story of this one student of mine who I taught just a few months ago. And what she shared with me, I just, again, in one story, it just really captured so much of what for me is my mission and why I continue to do this for 15 years and why I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life is how she was raised in her own family. And what she explained to me is that ever since she could remember as a small child, after dinner, everyone gave each other massages. And that's just how it always was. Her friends would come over and would look forward to coming over because they knew they would be part of this massage exchange. And it was only as she got older, into her teenage years, that she understood that it didn't work like that in everybody's house. And that, to me, is exactly what we should all be striving towards. We should go and pay money and get that professional level of massage when we have our problems, when we have big aches and pains, or if it just so happens that we don't have someone in our house who can help us. But the best is to have people in your house who understand the value of touch, who understand that, at the end of the day, life and having a big, amazing quality of life is about connecting, and the connections we have both on the inside and on the out with the people that we care about and we love. And like I said, when we can turn love into an action, when it becomes a verb, then it's when it's most powerful. And sometimes we don't always have the words to really tell someone what they mean to us and how to express that in all of its profoundness and all that we are trying to say. But with Thai massage, you really do. You have something that is so transformative that way. When you give someone that massage and you're really in sync with them and with their body and feeling that and listening to that, you're getting so many benefits. They're getting all those benefits. And then you come towards the end of the massage and you come into a place of stillness where you're probably massaging the head or the neck or the shoulders, and things start to quiet down. You've changed. They've changed. You've opened up. They've opened up. And you sense that and you feel that. And essentially what you understand so much more than just as an intellectual concept is how much we are one source and one love. And it is one of the most incredible feelings that you can ever hope to have. And that's what this massage is all about. So when you can give it at home, it's even that much more powerful. And then when you can share some of that, again, when our clients come to us with aches and pains and problems like that, it's essentially because of some kind of disconnected from themselves or disconnected from their world, and therefore we become more susceptible to those pains. So when, of course, you're not going to have that deep sort of same kind of intimate feeling that you might have when you're massaging your loved one, but it doesn't mean that you still don't feel that metta, and you sense that and you share that and you put it out there, and they sense that and they pick it up, and it gives you such an amazing way to deepen your relationship, your professional relationship with your client, and for them to be changed on such a profound level. So that's it. That's my last story for today. I want to thank you all so much for coming and listening and getting to know me a little bit more, getting to understand my passion for Thai massage, and on all these different levels, why I think it really is one of the best things in the world. So thank you so much. And if you've got anything else that you want to add, we'll stay on here for just a couple more seconds. Okay, I've got a couple questions coming in. So Mary Beth is asking, how do you flow through metta in massage and steer away from working towards a goal if you're working on a client with a specific issue? How do you flow through metta in a massage and steer away from working towards a goal if you're working on a client with a specific issue? So Mary Beth, I think I understand what you're asking me. Essentially, that if let's say I'm working on someone's shoulder issue, is that, that doesn't seem to be like metta. So how do I keep the metta going? Is that correct? If I'm understanding what you're saying? So if that's essentially what you're saying, actually, my idea is, no, you want to focus on whatever physical issues, whatever's going on in your client, but at the same time, don't forget where your inspiration on what to do comes from. It doesn't just come from, oh, I'm feeling this tension, or I'm feeling, the anatomy of their body, and of course it can, and anatomy can be very helpful, but underlying all of that is metta. And you by being present, by being aware of your breath, by having the whole idea of, I want to share some compassion, and if that is simply part of how you practice, it's going to flow right into your hands. It's going to help even more refine where you want to touch, how you want to do it, how you ease in with pressure, and then the next thing that you do right after you massage that shoulder, for example, and move on to the next thing. So in that sense, the metta really infuses all your choices, and you don't have to separate. You're not separating metta from the physical massage that you're giving. Actually, it's really just so much more enhancing what it is that you're giving and what you're doing. And then you may have at other times in the massage, like for example, one thing we love to do after we focus in on an area is to sweep. So sweeping is literally like, here's my arm, let's say I've massaged my arm, then I might do something like that. So in that sense, when I'm completing an area of the body and I sweep, well, then maybe I can shift my attention that much more to, instead of this physical pain, this just more general metta and loving kindness and compassion. Does that answer your question? Coralie is asking me, am I offering Thai Massage 201, or do I have any extra resources to share to practitioners who already have a training and are wishing to, it says X, I guess, expand your practice? Yes, I am. Personally, I'm going to be teaching Thai 201 in Cleveland. That's in February. We're teaching it in Toronto. George will be teaching it there. Karen will be adding classes. And we've only added classes so far for the first part of the year, but we're going to keep adding classes over the next month or so. But essentially, if you go to stilllightcenter.com, that's my website, and you go on the calendar, then you'll see the classes that we have. And I do also, and I will be having an online version of my Thai 201 coming out in all likelihood in a couple months, a little bit farther down into the year. So I hope that answers your question, Coralie. Kat is saying, oh, it sounds very exciting. She signed up with Karen and she can't wait till April. Awesome, Kat. I got to tell you, Karen Kenny is quite possibly the coolest person I know. And if you happen to live in New Hampshire and you're here on this call, or you have a chance to study with her, well, you certainly know what I'm talking about, or you're going to find out. She is hilarious. She is so passionate and so dedicated. And before she got into Thai massage, she taught yoga for so many years, and she, has been exploring her own inner spirit and things of that nature for so long, that it just comes out in the most amazing ways. So if you're lucky enough to be near Karen and can study with her, that's ideal. Any other questions coming up? Let's see. So Mary Beth, you're adding, yes, not to get wrapped up in solving the problem. Well, in essence, I think that that's true, that if you get too caught up in just trying to target one specific area to solve your problem, you're probably working harder than you need to work. That if you just kind of step back a little bit, and it's really subtle what I'm talking about here. And again, that starts to become part of the energy of the massage, and feeling that metta and feeling that compassion and applying that and targeting an area, it's just so much more fulfilling, and your results are that much more. Now, strategically, I'll say one more thing about that. Let's say you are targeting an area. For me, one way of applying it with more metta is to understand that, like, let's say there is lots of stuff going on in the shoulder. If I massage just that area for a really long time, let's say 10 or 20 minutes just on that shoulder, then there's a tendency to overdo it, and the body can literally reject all that goodness that you're putting in, because there's only so much that it can take. But if you can work that area for a couple minutes, take a break, maybe do the other side, and then go back to the first side, or certainly as you study the massage, you understand that we can work this area at different times. You can work it at the beginning while someone is seated. You can work it later on while they're lying flat on their back or on their front, or at the very end of the massage. So there could be 4 or 5, or on their side. There really could be 5 times at least during a massage where you may be able to target this area. And if you keep doing some and then give it a break and give the body a chance to rest and then come back to it, then that's so much more effective. And again, that's also part of metta kind of expressing itself, that kind of intelligence, so that you can do things in a way that doesn't tire you out, that doesn't tire that area out, but is also really therapeutic. I love you too, Karen. Kat Oda is writing, Karen is the bomb. She is. Karen's the bomb. Anything else? All right. So I think that covers the questions that we're having right now. Is there one more? Someone was wondering if I'm taping this for later viewing. So yes, if you want to see this again, or if you know someone who wasn't able to make it in on the call, I will be sending out a link. The wonderful thing about using Google Hangouts is, assuming the technology works, it records it automatically, and I'm going to edit it just a tiny bit if needed, and then I'll have a link and you can watch it on my YouTube channel at stilllightcenter.com. So just as we finish up, I'm just going to put up where'd you go? Sorry, just give me one sec. I'm just going to put this up one more time. Sometimes the technology, it eludes me. Here we are. Okay. So one more time, my website is stilllightcenter.com. That is the best way. So if you have a question, if you want to sign up for any of these things, if you want to know more about the $19 Thai Massage Made Simple course, you can certainly find my email there. Now, for Thai Massage Made Simple, you could go to a website called, it's actually on a website called ThaiMassageMadeEasy.com, and if you go there, you can sign up for it right away. But otherwise, you can email me at my website, stilllightcenter.com, and then I can give you all the information about any of these courses and how to get going. And that's it. So here's how I want to end off for tonight. It's the same way I would end off any course. So I'm going to come out of this. Here we go. I'm back with just a breath. Okay, so I'd like to encourage everyone to just share a breath with me wherever you are in the world. Maybe even closing your eyes. Feeling your body, feeling your breath. Namaste. And thanks so much for coming. We'll talk to you and see you soon at one of these classes. Thanks so much.